The British summertime. That glorious time of year where perhaps, like me, you're working from home and you've got some work to be getting on with in the advantage of the beautiful sunshine. Or maybe you just want to listen to some music on your mobile device while you're out in the garden enjoying perhaps a barbecue on a warm summer evening. Now, unfortunately, because of the area that I live in, I don't get a very good mobile phone signal, and also the Wi-Fi connection from the house doesn't quite reach to the back of my garden. So I need to find an easy way of getting an internet connection from the house to the garden, and indeed to all those other dead spots in my property. So that's the subject of this video, and we're going to go and try and figure out a way of doing that. Let's go. Now, the biggest challenge that we've got in this situation is that the Wi-Fi router is right at the very front of the house. That is a bit of a problem because I want to get internet right to the back of the house and into the back garden. So the thought of starting to chase out the walls and drag cables in and drill joists and fish under floors is absolutely horrifying at this point in time because the house has been completely decorated, and I don't think that Mrs. R would be too chuffed. So we need a better solution. Now, I think this rather battered old socket that we've got in the kitchen here could well provide the answer to this situation. It's in an area where I get a pretty good Wi-Fi signal, and it's also close to the garden, which is where I want to boost the Wi-Fi signal to. Now, I could perhaps plug in one of those Wi-Fi booster accessories that just goes straight into the socket outlet. However, I'm going to lose one of the positions and it could be knocked off accidentally, which I don't really like. So I think a better solution to this is going to be the BG Wi-Fi socket range extender. This socket has a built-in Wi-Fi extender which connects to your existing Wi-Fi and then expands that Wi-Fi coverage to a larger area of your property. It works with all routers and is very, very simple to connect up. So if you're a little bit worried about how you're going to connect this to your existing Wi-Fi system, it could not be easier. This particular model also has a 2.1 amp USB charging outlet, which is helpful for keeping your devices charged as well. Now, we obviously have a white molded version here, but you can also get a brushed steel finish on this as well. And the range also includes a polished chrome version as well as a black nickel version also. And there's even an external socket, an IP rated socket that can go on the outside of your property, and it will also help to signal into the garden if that's what you're looking to do. However, in this case, we're close enough to the back garden with the inside socket to use this version. So let's get it out of the packaging and see what it looks like. So there it is, the BG Wi-Fi socket range extender unpacked. You can see that in the packaging we get the socket itself, we also get the quick installation guide and some screws, and also those little caps that go over the fixing screws there. So that's the socket front. You can see that we've got these two outboard rockers here, the USB charging socket that we mentioned already, and then you've got this little button here which is what we're going to use to pair this up with our Wi-Fi router when the time comes. A little LED indicator there to tell us what's going on with the socket range extender, and then if we flip it around and have a look at the back, we can see there what's quite nice about this is it's got a very slim line back there. You can see that that is not very deep at all. In fact, this is designed to fit into a 25mm back box, which is obviously absolutely ideal because the vast majority of back boxes out there for sockets will fit into that size range. We've also got color-coded terminals there for our line, neutral and CPC connection, and if we're installing this in a position where high integrity earthing is required, we've actually got two connection terminals there for our CPCs to go into. So that is a rather nice looking bit of kit. It's got this lovely curved profile on the front, so it's a really nice looking socket. So let's have a look at where we're going to install this. So as we said previously, this is the socket that we're going to be replacing with our booster socket. So just make sure that you're in a spot in your property where you've got a decent Wi-Fi signal already so that you can boost that out to the area that you want it to go to. Now, the recommended practice is to find a spot that's halfway between your router and the position that you want to repeat the signal to. So in this case, we're halfway between the router at the front of the house and the garden at the back of the house. And because we have a good signal here, we can use this socket to repeat the signal out into the garden. As we said, at the back of the house here, we've got a reasonable signal from our Wi-Fi. And again, we've just checked that by going around with the mobile phone and having a look at the signal levels in various different places. So just some sensible precautions to take before you start replacing this socket outlet. Obviously, we're going to perform the safe isolation procedures to make sure that nobody gets hurt. However, because this is not a DIY channel, so as you can see there, we've installed the socket outlet. It's just as simple as replacing one double socket with another double socket. There's no special connections in the back or anything like that. All of the clever stuff is done wirelessly by the unit, so we love that. Naturally, as you would when replacing any accessory, you'll carry out all necessary testing to make sure that you've not damaged the system and to make sure that it's all working as it should be. But just a word of caution, when you do your insulation resistance test, just be careful that you don't damage the electronic components in here. If you start showing 500 volts through this piece of kit, you could cause some damage to it. So just make sure that you carry out your testing in such a way that proves the installation is safe, but also doesn't cause damage to the components that you've installed there. Now we've got this little blue flashing LED, which just shows that the socket has been energized, but we've not yet paired it up. Now this is the bit that normally scares people a little bit, but there's absolutely no need to fear. This process could not be simpler. So we'll talk you through that process now. Now, as we say, this is the part that a lot of people get a little bit nervous about. So when it comes to connecting the Wi-Fi router to your socket, but really it couldn't be simpler. The easiest way of doing it is just go to your router, and somewhere on there will be a button that might look something like that. So can you see there, you've got that button? That is your WPS button. So if we hold that down, you can see there we've got that little orange flashing light inside the button there. So this is now in pairing mode effectively, so we can go to our double socket and pair it up with the router. So now we've got our router in pairing mode, it's simply a matter of telling the socket to pair up with the router. So this button here marked WPS, if we just press that button there, and I've now pressed that button, you can see that it's flashing orange, and therefore we should see that start to pair up with the router now. Now this can take a couple of minutes, so exercise a bit of patience with this. But what we should see in a moment is that orange flashing light turn a solid blue, and when it turns a solid blue, that means that the pairing has been successful. And as you can see, we've now got a solid blue light, so that blue light being on permanently like that means we have successfully paired up our Wi-Fi socket extender. Now the Wi-Fi extender socket also has a holiday function, so you can switch off the Wi-Fi boosting from this should you so desire. If you press the WPS button 3 times, 1, 2, 3, you can see there that that has now switched off, so the blue LED is turned off, so that's no longer boosting the Wi-Fi. To turn it back on again, very simple, 1, 2, 3, and once again we should see that connect up to our Wi-Fi and restore the Wi-Fi boosting function. And then finally, if you want to reset the socket for some reason, let's say maybe you've got a new Wi-Fi router after changing provider, you simply hold down the WPS button, because you'll see it's also marked RST, which is reset. If you hold the button down for 5 seconds, then you'll see that the LED will blink amber, then blue, and then go off, and then it will go back to the blinking blue light to indicate that it is getting ready to go into pairing mode, that it's been reset. So just to finish the look of the socket, we need to install these little screw covers here. So we'll put one on there, and then we'll put one on over there. And all that remains now is to nip out into the garden and see how the Wi-Fi is performing. So there we go. We've now got internet connectivity to the back garden and all those other dead spots that we had in the property previously. And wasn't it easy to do? No messy chopping cables in or dragging them under floors or anything like that. We simply went halfway between the router and the area that we wanted to get the internet to, and we just changed a double socket. Didn't even need to change the back box because the existing back box was plenty deep enough to accommodate the new socket front. And then the pairing couldn't have been easier. We just pressed one button, 2 buttons, and the devices were paired together and the signal was being repeated to the area that we wanted to get it to. We also saw how easy it was to disconnect the system and also to put it into holiday mode if we need to. So now we're all set for internet in this previously dead spot. So all that remains is just to sit back, relax, and enjoy the summer.
Really?